Blog Talk Radio.
Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Dance a needle! Dance a needle! Dance a needle! Fan assassinator! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! I damn got straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! You can stop the straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! I will fly high! 5-star frog splash! You can't stop me! 5-star frog splash! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! It's all about the yin and the yang, the balance of power that's in. You can't stop the yin and the yang, the balance of power that's in. Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! I will levitate, flip, kick you in the air. I will decimate, you can prepare for. Drop it down, the whole fucking show. Drop it down, the whole fucking show. Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show!
Oh my God, are we really doing this? We're doing this. Doing it again. RVD Radio returns. Believe it or not, if you weren't sure when you heard the music, believe it now when you hear RVD's voice. Happy September 16th, 2009, everybody. It's a first. We've never been here before. Isn't that exciting? All of us as a mass, all the beings on Earth have made it right now. All the live beings. Dead beings, who knows if they're still around or not. Individual ghost-like circumstances. But September 16th, important date, because the day after RVD and SVD's 11-year anniversary. Yay, she's not here right now. She's on her way back. Sent her on a food run, so you'll hear from her in a minute. In the meantime, you get my tired voice. We just got back from Europe. 3-week long tour. So we are jet-lagged very much. It's like being drugged. We just fucking, boom, fall out for just there's a word here. I don't know. I can't see it coming. All right, there you go. I know my thesaurus isn't working too good right now. But we just, bam, all of a sudden get tired and fucking want to lay down. In case some of you don't know what jet lag is like. But nonetheless, we're doing this show, RVD Radio, tonight, as is evident by my voice right now. We do not, however, have producer Nikki Starr with us. Boo, very disappointed. But that's partly due to my unorganized ass. Just getting back the other day, like late last night, I think I emailed her and said, hey, show tomorrow? Guess what? She's got plans. That's okay. We'll do it without her. However, changes the rules a little bit because I don't have any information. And also, it appears that I do not have my superpower of being able to call somebody from RVD Radio. Sad. I was so looking forward to that. And I don't know who's calling. Usually I have a screener first, Nikki Starr, and then she puts the names up, and it'll say Michael Porter is calling on line 2, or Bobby B just wants to listen. I don't have any of that, so you got to go by your area codes now. Your name is your area code. So when I say caller from 619, and you're Rey Mysterio, you know that's you. You say, what's up? That's my impression of Rey Mysterio. But he probably hasn't said that to you, so I'll just keep that one for me. 6 matches in Ireland, and 2 matches in Portugal, and a week off in Amsterdam. That's what the Van Dams just went through. Good times. We left like the 24th or 25th of August, and just got back late Monday night. Slept all day yesterday for our anniversary. But really good trip. Over in Ireland was, along with a bunch of Irish kids that you can see from RVD TV. Also, were Kid Kash and Sabu and Scotty Too Hottie, X-Pac. Who else? Who else did we know? Rene Dupree. And then in Portugal, it was a total different wrestling promotion. Went over there, and besides myself, Trevor Murdoch was there, and Lance Cade, Joe E. Legend, if you happen to follow some of the European wrestling, and then a bunch of the other guys that are international that some of my listeners won't know, some of the guys from Portugal. Good shit. RVD kicking ass. Little fun in the ring, and mostly fun the whole time. Good trip. Good trip. Made me realize that that's the way to go, not traveling under the pressure of the previous job, the demand, the non-stop stress of having to drive and fly and go to a different town every day and walk through 3 feet of snow and whatever. Made me realize, dude, a week off, how cool is that? 6 matches, and then I had a week off before I had to be in Portugal, so we hung on to Amsterdam. I just discovered how cool this city is, and now they're talking about changing it already due to border towns. The scoop with that is Germany and France. They don't like their people going across the border, getting pot, because it's not legal where they are, and so they are putting the pressure on. And apparently Amsterdam's going to cut down. They got like 238, I think, coffee shops that sell pot in Amsterdam. Yeah, and they all told me that they're going to shut way down, make it down to like 40 of them or so. That's a rough estimate given by the owners. Of course, I was doing my research. But, you know, as much as people need money in the world right now, they're going to try and cut back on tourism. What kind of shit is that? I was told that it could take like up to 3 years. I know we're going back to visit before it changes because we already got plans for a trip coming up in November. Back to AWR. Kick-ass trip. I think Bret the Hitman Hart's going to be on that trip, which will be a lot of fun. Bret Hart also is calling into the show. And he could be on right now. I don't even fucking know. I got all these callers here. Oh, my God. How am I going to take that many callers at the same time? But be patient, everybody, because that's what I got to do. I don't know your names yet, so I got caller 563, caller 517. Well, we know who that is. So I'll get to it quick enough. But you know how I do, man. I do this monologue. I tell you what's been going on. Fonzie was going to be on tonight. He said, Daddy, he don't know if he's got the energy to be on tonight because his mom is sick, and he's trying to get to be with his mom in New York from Florida. So, not knowing all the details, I told him that we would have all the listeners that are listening to RVD Radio send your positive energy towards Fonzie's mom. He appreciates that, and he will appreciate everybody's contributions in that manner. Also, a good friend of mine and mentor, Jack Harrer, allegedly is in some trouble. I'm not really quite sure. I haven't been able to find anything on the internet yet. Maybe you guys can help look this up for me. Of course you can. You guys are way more internet savvy than me. But a friend of mine that's in Portland, Oregon, matter of fact, he's on line 2, man. Let me go to you and get the word from you. Jack, I guess, was on stage and collapsed and maybe had a heart attack. And I heard he had heart surgery, and I even heard that he is in a medically induced coma at this time in Portland, Oregon. And, again, I haven't been able to find the facts of that yet. I only heard about that from my friend in Portland who will be on the line with us to help clarify that. Again, send positive energy towards Jack. Very important man. We need him. And, you know, doesn't sound good being in a coma. And I'm hoping that it's not true. There's a chance that maybe some of the news got misreported. So that's what's on my mind right now, man. We're going to be talking about telling lies. I'm an honest person. In fact, I would be offended if somebody thought that I was not. And those are just my own morals, my own code of values and ethics that I use to apply towards living. And yes, we do use our own morals when we judge other people. You can say, oh, I'm not judging you, but really you are. I mean, you're forming an opinion based on your own morals. What are you going to do, use someone else's morals? Of course not, you know. Oh, well, if that's okay for you, then it's okay. I just wouldn't do that. Okay, but really, you said more than you said there. Lying is something that some people have no problem doing whatsoever. No problem. In fact, they don't even know the difference between telling the lie or telling truth anymore after a while. They're just so used to just bullshitting. And a lot of people we know as bullshitters. And for me, like, I would really be offended if somebody thought that about me. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I do make a very strong attempt to not lie. And here's why. Because we're living tomorrow's history right now. That's what we're doing. September 16th, 2009, that's going to go down in history. People are writing about that in their journals, in their diaries. The newspapers are printing shit that's going on today. And if we lie about stuff, then it gets told in the wrong way. Then what happens? Forever and ever, that distorted information is out there. That's how our history is put together, through word of mouth. We all learned that myths back in the day, whether it was told around campfires before people started writing it down or whatever, of course the story got changed quite a bit. And a lot of the shit that we consider fact, whether it's in our history books, whether it's in the Bible, whether it's something that our parents just told us and shit, a lot of that's going to be stretched, if at all, even based on any reality. And I think it's important for us to try to protect that from happening, protect the truth. I feel pretty strongly about that. Personally, if and when I pass, I want everybody to know exactly what the fuck I died from. I'd be so offended if it was something, if it was, say it's drug related or it's related towards something that's shameful, or we cover that up. We'll say natural causes. Fuck that. Are you kidding me? As much as I stick my neck out there and preach honesty and truth to everybody, not to mention I preach exactly how my feelings are about drugs and about health, about my physical health, about everything. I am research. Use me to learn. Everybody's a teacher. We all learn from everybody. Here's an open invitation. Everybody learn from my life. What the fuck do you think I'm doing up here anyway? Doing RVD radio, doing RVD TV, except offering a chance for people to learn from me. I'm not saying you have to do exactly as I do. If you think you're learning by feeling opposite from what I'm saying, well then great. Great, I'm glad I could teach you something. But living as an example for you to follow or to choose not to follow, that's what I accept, and it's what a lot of you have no choice but to also take take part in. I mean, you know, people look at you, you're setting an example, whether you got kids or nephews, whether it's people younger than you or people just watching you. You know what I mean? It doesn't even have to be someone that you think you have an influence on. You ever stand on the curb waiting to cross the street, waiting for that for the walk sign, and you're waiting and waiting, and before it comes on, one person starts walking, what happens? Half the people follow. They just start walking because that one person led an example, all right? Anyway, recognize the importance of you and your position on this planet, your life. Recognize the importance of your life. And here's the thing about honesty. The reason I believe honesty is the best policy is because I'm honest with myself, and I like myself. So I want to sell the truth onto other people so that they can base their opinions on the real me, especially my wife. Now, a lot of people that I know lie to their wife more than anybody. They go out with the boys, they're spanking ass at the strip club, they're throwing some beers down, whatever. They go home, oh, honey, the office meeting went late. It was boring. I don't want to talk about it. What the fuck kind of life would that be? Putting up a front in your own home, and I imagine a lot of people listening can relate to this because I think it's the majority of people. And they say, well, yeah, but not all wives are as cool as yours. Well, whose fault is that, that you found somebody that you got to work so fucking hard to be around? Because guess what? There might be somebody out there that likes the real you, appreciates the real you, and is even cool with what you really like to do with your own time. If it's not damaging to the relationship and it's something you really enjoy, be honest about it. You know, what the fuck? We can and will go on and on and on about this. We talked about it on the most recent episode of RVD TV with Scotty Too Hottie and Kid Kash. Kid Kash will be on tonight. I hear SVD walking up the steps. That's how long my monologue was. Hi, baby. I'm still monologuing and you walk in.
See, I didn't take that long.
No.
Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I'm always late. I'm a Van Dam. It's in my nature.
All right. Well, listen, I got a whole bunch of calls, and I don't know who any of them are, so I got to start taking them. And I'm going to start with this 000 area code because even though it would be a little bit earlier, that might be my special guest. Oh, now how's he going to know? I'm going to say caller 000. What are you showing me, baby? Oh, ocweedly.com. Sweet. Hey, who do I got here?
Hello?
Yeah, speak to me.
Dude, it's Matt from England.
Oh, it's Matt from England. Okay, it's an international number. See, this is what's going to be hard, baby. I got no names here. I thought this might be Bret Hart because I know he's calling from Canada as an international number, and I got Matt from England.
What a letdown.
Yeah.
What? Oh, Matt, you had our hopes up, man.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Just joking, dude. How's it going tonight?
Hey, it's not bad, dude.
Only half joking. Only half joking.
Yeah, but how is it with you, man?
Dude, it's fucking awesome. I'm going to be over there, by the way, wrestling in England on November the 15th outside of Manchester. It's a 1PW show.
Yeah,
so,
I'm nowhere near there.
What's that?
So I'm nowhere near there, so I can't meet you and give you that beer.
Don't say can't, Matt. Don't say can't.
I can't. I cannot.
There's going to be people that can be there from Australia. Just say you won't. All right, well, hey, anyway, Matt, we got no producer on tonight's show, so I'm taking all the calls myself, man. So, boom, you're the first caller, and I recognize this number. Hold on, before you say anything, let's let Sabu through. What up, Sabu?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's happening, brother?
Boom, Sabu sounding live and full of energy tonight. Hey, man, you know Matt from England? He's on the phone, dude.
Yeah, I know him.
Hey,
how you doing, Matt?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great.
Matt, tonight we're talking about telling lies, Matt. So here's my question to you. When, if at all, do you think that it's appropriate to tell a lie?
Oh, my God.
I tell lies all the time. I'm a con man. I'm a magician. So I have
Okay,
to tell
so
lies
are you saying like for your career, or are you saying like to scam people out of money, or
No, just for my career. Just for my career. I rarely scam people out of money unless they're my parents.
So basically, you maneuver the truth in a way for the sake of entertainment. Would that be safe to say?
Yes, very safe to say.
Yeah, because I'll go along with that. Like, for instance, if I'm playing a joke on somebody and you got to, like, set them up or whatever, you stretch from the truth, then that's kind of fun because in the end result, then they get the truth anyway, or they realize it was just a joke. Joking's always cool. Joking's always cool. Sabu, you missed this one. We were over on the bus in Ireland, Sabu. You were sleeping on the back of the bus, and we did a RVD TV episode with Kid Kash and Scotty Too Hottie. We talked about telling lies. And Sabu, in the wrestling business, you get used to a lot of promoters telling you lies, telling you what's going to happen, what their big plans are for you, when the check's going to be in the mail, and all that stuff. I'm a firm believer in being honest and in telling the truth always. In fact, sometimes I think it gets me in trouble because I'm too honest. What's your stance on that?
I'd call it a white lie, if it's a white lie. But lying in general is bullshit. But for the sake of someone's well-being, a lie might be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So, like when you're watching somebody's wrestling match, you go, those guys are the shits. They can't work. And they come up to you and they say, hey, brother, did you see my match? You go, yeah, good job. Then it's okay because it's a white lie to protect their feelings?
That's a work lie. Work lies are okay.
Yeah.
Business lies are okay. Life lies are not okay.
Right. In real life, a lie is not okay. But when it comes to hurting someone's feelings, a lie might be better.
Okay. I'm gonna go right to a caller from 727 because I got a bunch of calls and I don't want people to start hanging up on me because then I gotta go find out where they live and that's a lot of work. 727, what up?
You're lying.
Hey man, how you doing?
Everything is good, man. Thanks for calling RVD Radio. Who are we talking to?
Caleb from Florida.
Caleb from Florida. I thought 727 was Tampa.
Oh yeah, it's Pinellas, yeah.
Yeah, right on. You down there in Fonzie territory. True that.
I have a question for you, man.
You got a question? Let's hear it.
Oh, where do you do the show at? Like, do you go to a studio, or do you do it at your house, or where at?
If you go to RobVanDam.com, if you look at the episode on there, RVD Radio, it actually shows footage of us. We're just in the house, in the studio. This is as low profile, low budget as you can get. I do enjoy being in the studios and the professional setup, but the Blog Talk Radio is something you do from a phone at your house. So we're in the office here at the Casa de Van Dams, and Sonia and I are just in front of the computer. Actually, she's on a different computer beside me. We got the phone here, and we just laugh it up and have a good time.
Do you have any like plans to go back to the WWE anytime soon, or TNA?
I don't have any plans of going back. I did talk to them recently. I stopped in at SummerSlam before I left for Europe, and I did talk some business to them, and it was an unfinished conversation that I need to call back to finish after having time to think when I was over in Europe. And I'll tell you, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling the lifestyle of going back to full-time. And as soon as somebody says, yeah, but do a part-time thing like Undertaker or something like that, still, and I don't know how many days Undertaker's working, but even if it was like 2 days a week, which would be, basically TV. They usually do TV, there's a TV show once a week, depending on what show you're on, and usually like 3 or 4 live shows, a pay-per-view once a month. Even if we're talking a couple shows a week, I got to leave the day before to get there. I got to leave the day after to get back. There goes 4 days to my week. Guess what? I'm a full-time wrestler at that point. At this time, I don't see it happening. I will be talking to them, but I'm not seeing it. There's too much other shit that I want to do, and it's just too consuming. And as far as TNA, which is a much lighter schedule, basically the biggest thing they have against them is that I would be closing the door to WWE to go into TNA, which I'm still not interested in doing at this time.
Am I still on mute?
Let me ask you, Taylor, do you lie?
No.
Do you always try to tell the truth, or are you one of those people that sometimes will just lie just to avoid answering something?
It depends what the situation is.
Okay. Well, give me a situation if you can think of where lying would be a better choice.
I really don't know. I don't have a clue.
Okay. Well, I can't think of a whole lot of reasons where lying would be better either, to tell you the truth. I believe that whenever you can tell the truth, you're going to be better off. And if you don't want to tell the truth, then say you don't feel like answering it. You know what I mean? I used to sometimes, like, if somebody would call for me and I was sleeping, and Sonia would tell them that I was sleeping, sometimes I'd say, that's none of their business. They don't have to tell them I was sleeping. That didn't mean I needed her to make up a lie, but what's wrong with just saying he's not available? Boom! That covers all kinds of territory. He's not available to come to the phone. Wham! You know? If somebody asks a question you don't want to answer, what's wrong with saying, I don't want to answer that? Or, I don't feel that that's any of your concern. Guess what? If they say after that, why not? Then basically that's an asshole. That's not somebody that's just asking. Most people aren't going to say that. If people say, if people call and say, yes, is Taylor there, please? And you say he's not available, they're not going to pry into that. Why? What's he doing? Unless it's your best buddy and your little queermates, and that's not the deal. And if it is, then that's cool. Don't lie about it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, listen. Thanks for the call, Taylor. You can hang out, and we're gonna go to another call, and I'm gonna go right here to Oregon, because I know that I can count on Bobby B. What's up, Bobby B?
Hey, RVD. This is Bobby B, and you are definitely my favorite wrestler, and that ain't no lie.
Appreciate that, man. I appreciated your message earlier when I told you we were going to be doing this topic. Pretty awesome little email you sent me about. I don't know. You tell me what you said, man. I'll get all blushy again.
Well, no, actually, I think that I don't like lies. I don't lie. I don't believe in lying. I never have. But I think it's just one part of being honest, and honesty. Either it entails a lot of different things, and lying is just one of them, maybe the base of being honest. And I don't think you should lie, like to kids even. I know when you were talking to Kid Kash and on RVD TV, they're talking about Santa Claus and stuff. Well, when the kids get to the point they want to know, can't you say, let me tell you this fairy tale about Santa Claus? So that way you let them know right off the bat. This is a story, it's a fairy tale, it's not,
Wow, so...
Someone who doesn't have kids. Very well put from someone who doesn't have kids. I'm impressed.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. You said in your email something about that was one of the reasons you respected me was because of how...
Totally, Rob. We got a few things in common, but the one thing I really respect and admire about you was your honesty and your straightforwardness, and just telling it like it is, and that's why, I consider you my buddy and my friend because of that, I just love that attitude because it's hard to find people that are truly, truly honest. I think that probably 98% of old people are pretty much kind of assholes, and they take advantage of people and use people. There's so many different ways of being honest. If you use somebody, that's to me that's not being honest, and that's part of the lying situation. Like you got some guy over here who may be a little off in the head or something. Saying I'm going to sell this Cadillac for $50. Well, if you want to jump on that, that's fine, but I will not use a person like that. I won't take advantage of somebody that's like that. To me, that's not being honest. And so many people, they'll just jump on the chance to do things like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that definitely do not mind causing misery for other people if they think it can make their lives better.
Oh, absolutely. No, I think 98% of the people are that way. That 98% of the people out there are probably takers, and you got 2% that are givers. And, I got my friends, and my friends are 2%ers, and that's for sure. I filter them real good. And, I just think that's the way it is. But I think you got to be considerate and nice to everybody, 100%. You got to be nice to everybody. That's just, to get along in this life. But if everybody would give, then, man, we would have no problem. Everybody would have more than a sufficient amount of everything.
I definitely appreciate when people are being honest to me. Sabu, you can back me up on this one. When Sabu was up there talking to the movie producers about a part in the wrong side of town, Sabu said to me something that I thought was so funny. He said, I'm used to people in the wrestling business lying to me. Then I know they're lying because I'm used to it. I'm not used to people in the movie business. It's a whole different lie.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
It is, and I hate that. I hate dealing with these movie guys. It's like they spoon feed me only the information that they want, only giving me positive info and feedback, and it's so funny. I can tell how selective they are about everything that I ask them, whether it's for information about me or about the project or about schedule or whatever. It's like pulling teeth trying to get an honest fucking answer out of anybody, and it drives me nuts.
Well, that's kind of like a lying by omission, isn't it? They're leaving out, what they don't want you to know and just telling you what they want you to hear.
Well, now that's a slippery slope there. You know what I mean? I don't think that that's the same thing as lying if you don't volunteer information up.
No.
Circumstantially, it could be seen that way, but however, if I don't know, let's say you go out and let's say you're married and you go out with the guys and you have a couple drinks. And when you come home, you don't mention it, and you know that your wife hates it when you have a couple drinks. You know you're gonna fight about it, but you just don't mention it. It doesn't even fucking come up. Well, guess what? I don't think you lied to her. However, if she straight up says you have a drink, you're like, no. Well, then that's obviously a lie, and it's not my business to say, that's not how you should act within your relationship with your wife, but it kind of is my business to say that, because that's what we're doing here on the show. That's what I'm suggesting anyway, is if you really like to drink, you should have had a wife that likes to drink too.
That's right. No, I'd be honest with her. I'd have to be. If I was out doing that, she, I don't know about, I'd say what I'm doing during the day. I'd be like, Norma, that's what I did, that's what I did. I'd have to be honest with the woman I'm with.
Well, because otherwise, your wife is then talking with the other wives. They're all having ladies' night, and they're talking about their husbands, and she looks like a fool now because you're making her look like a fool. She's like, oh, not my husband. He would never do that. He doesn't even drink. And they're all snickering and laughing because they know behind her back, what you've been really doing. And guess what? While you're trying to protect yourself, you now made your wife look like a dipshit in front of everybody.
Right.
Well, nobody wants that. At least I don't think they do. But these are the consequences of lying. They spiral out of control. It's karma. There is a reaction to every action. That's just a fact. And you may not predict it or you may not see it coming, but you should know that it's there because it's just the fucking facts of life. Harry Slash, calling from New York. I talked to you a little bit about this earlier too.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. Dude, lying, I guess, has certain degrees, like just about anything else. How severe the lie is.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. So can you give me an example of when a lie would be the right thing to do?
Never.
Never. Okay. Well, here's one thing that comes up. If somebody, I don't know, say a female asks you, she gets her hair cut, it just got finished, and there's no way she can change it back. She just got it cut, and she says, "Do you like my hair?" And you really don't like it. Should you be honest? It depends on her and your circumstance, your relationship, what she really wants. Usually, I think she wants to be lied to at that point, but maybe not. If she's a strong enough person, she's going to really want to know, do you like this or does it suck? Because I think it sucks.
I don't know, man. I see things differently. I mean, maybe being a musician that's been involved in pro wrestling, I've come to realize that everything's a lie and everything's bullshit, and that you can't believe anything anybody tells you until they prove that what they're telling you is true. But for me personally, when I get off stage, when I'm doing a show or whatever I'm doing, it's my real friends that are going to come up and say, hey, dude, that sucked. That was horrible. Because the ones that are coming up to you and saying, hey, that was great, that's bullshit. I don't need that. You were saying before, you see guys that are working a bad match and they're horrible. They come through the curtain and you go, yeah, it was good, it was good. Yeah, you spared their feelings, but they didn't learn anything. What you should do is say, well, you fucked up the first spot and the rest of the match was the shits. Don't ever do that again.
Oh, I agree. If I ever ask anybody for feedback, I'm quite sure I'm always looking for the truth. I can't think of one time when I would be asking somebody and really hoping for them to lie to me. I don't think everyone's like that, but I can't imagine when that was, you know. So, Bobby B., when you were a kid, did your parents tell you that Santa Claus came down the chimney and ate all your cookies and dropped presents off?
Well, you know, I think they must have, but I think I picked up on it quick. You know, I knew that it really wasn't going on. You know, I can't really remember ever truly believing in him. So, you know, I had, like, older foster brothers and sisters, so, I mean, I'm sure they probably dropped a bomb on me before I had a chance to really implant it in my brain, you know what I'm saying?
You dropped a bomb on me.
Yeah, there ain't, you know, letting you know it's old fantasy and stuff, so. But, you know, because I really can't ever remember as a kid really actually believing in him, so.
Yeah, right. Harry Slash, same question.
About Santa Claus?
Yep.
Yeah, they told me it was real.
Right. Now
I'm still telling my niece and nephew he's real until they're old enough to realize on their own that he isn't.
Aha!
There's something called the innocence of youth that should never be taken away from a child. A child has a right to live in a fantasy world, have imaginary friends, believe in the Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus, and the Easter Bunny.
And is that what age limit do we lose that right? Because
when they're old enough.
I like to live in an imaginary fantasy world myself.
When they're old enough to realize that it's not real. Nobody ever told me Santa Claus was fake. I just realized it, you know, when I got older. When I was about 30, 31 years old, I realized there's no Santa Claus.
Right. Well, somebody probably did tell you and confirmed it. I know for me it was my fourth grade teacher, although I had the same teacher in second grade too, so I'm not sure which year it was. But I remember I couldn't believe that. And when she told me, I told the little girl that lived next door that was like 1 year 1 year younger than I was, and her parents were pissed that I told. And then I blamed it. Hey, the teacher told us. Like, what the fuck? You're supposed to be able to spread, when the teacher tells you something and teaches you something, you're supposed to be able to talk about it. My parents thought, wow, that was a really ballsy move of Miss Mary, because we couldn't say Miss Kachina when we were that young. That was a really ballsy move for her to decide to fucking crush our fantasy life like that. I don't think I would pass that on to kids if we had kids. I don't think that I would tell them that a tooth fairy is going to grab the quarter or replace the fucking tooth with a quarter under their pillow. I don't think I'd tell them an Easter bunny is hiding plastic eggs filled with money and candy and shit.
You say that.
Yeah, I would want to do that. That's just not right. No.
Okay, time out. You both say that now, and I was saying that up until my niece was born. I don't have kids of my own, but my sister does. And I kept saying, it's like, the kids should be, like, totally up to date. Kids don't want to know the truth. They've got the rest of their lives to live in this bullshit we call life. Let them have their first 8 years of fantasy. That's my opinion.
I don't have a problem with that, I guess, but for me, I don't believe that I would be the one delivering them the false information. Why would I? I don't understand why would I want to lie to them, and so that they have to question whether there's truth to anything that I tell them after that.
Okay, I don't understand what the Easter Bunny has to do with the resurrection, but didn't you like looking for eggs? I mean, wasn't that fun? Isn't that part of your childhood?
Yes, but I'm pretty sure that when I did that I knew that they were hiding the eggs. My parents or whoever was having the Easter egg hunt was hiding the eggs. I don't think I ever believed that it was actually a big fucking rabbit. Thank you, Easter Bunny. Bark, bark.
That's fine, but, there's some things you have to do. That's one of them.
Okay, same thing with Christmas, though. I mean, once you find out there's no Santa and it's Mom and Dad, you don't enjoy it less. You just know the truth. Mom and Dad are the ones that you need to be good around and be nice around and fucking kiss up to because they're the ones that are going to get you the good gifts.
There you go. Absolutely.
Right. And my parents, they never clued me in about Santa Claus, but we never went as far as to leave milk and cookies or any of that kind of stuff. They played along because the weatherman was like, oh, Santa Claus will be coming through, and he'll have this kind of weather, and that was about it. So, I don't know. Santa Claus, I'm on the fence about. You've almost converted me there.
Well, yeah, it seems silly to me. I just can't imagine some, like Harry Slash said, you shouldn't take away a child's innocence. I think lying to them would take away their innocence more than telling them the truth. I think that you're fucking with them, taking advantage of their innocence, because you could say, you know what, little Sonia. We got a little girl in this hypothetical situation. We named her Sonia because we're retarded and couldn't think of her name. You know what, little Sonia? Little Robbie, whatever. You know what, Zena? I could tell my baby Zena, come here, Zena. She's so precious. Anyway, you could say, you know what? Daddy can fly. Yeah, Daddy can fly. When you...
I've seen you in the ring. You can fly.
Okay, well then that's different. But basically, you could tell them anything you want, and they would believe you, and you're taking advantage of their innocence because they're gullible. And why? Why do that? Does it really? If you think it adds to their life, then okay, that's why you do it. I just can't see me lying to them if they came to me for help and they were like, hey, Dad, I got this question about life. I can't believe, I'm going to fuck with this kid. Oh, come here, ask Daddy that question. I'm glad you asked me. Come here, I got a question for you. I don't know. Who's calling to RVD Radio from the 530?
That is Michael Porter from Marysville,
Michael
California.
Porter! What's up, Michael Porter?
Pretty good. How you doing, champ?
Very good. And he's making reference to the world title I won in Portugal on Saturday, just a few days ago. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm doing good, man. We had a good time while we were in Europe. We'll be going back in November, and in the meantime, here we are enjoying California.
Boy, you're becoming a real-world traveler again, aren't you?
Well, here's the thing. It may seem like that, but I was gone for 3 weeks. I had 8 matches. I also had 6 days in a row off in Amsterdam, and I realized...
Ooh, that was a blast.
Yeah, and I also realized I'm never, ever, ever, ever in the same location for 6 days in a row off. Never. The only place I can think of that I've ever done that is home, and that really didn't even happen until I left WWE. Besides that, if I'm in a place that many days in a row, it's because I'm working. Like when I did the movie, I was in the same location, for like 3 weeks in Baton Rouge, but I was working every fucking day. This was a vacation. We didn't even do that when we got married. It was so awesome. It made me realize life is good. Life is way too good to be consumed by the hectic schedule that's on my plate, for consideration. So, yeah, still doing some traveling, but I'll probably end up having 40 or 50 matches this whole year, and compare that to 200 to 250 matches, plus probably another 30 or so promotional days that are non-paid in between all that, and all the travel days and all that. It still feels way better, because between now and November 13th, I'm chilling.
So what kind of a reaction do you get? How's the pop over
Dude, they love me everywhere. It's so funny. Whenever people spot me, they always want to ask if they're the only ones, you know, like, RVD, oh my God, do people recognize you? I get asked that a lot.
Mi esposo es muy, muy famoso.
I still recognize as if I was on TV every single week because I'm a legend. And I don't mind tooting my own horn when I say that I have made an impact on people's lives, so they will not forget me. A lot of other wrestlers are on TV every fucking week, and they still don't get recognized. But for me, all day, every day, whether I'm in L.A.
No matter what country.
Right.
All over the world.
She can verify because Sonia is usually the one
taking the picture.
And I usually hand her the camera, and she can work 1,000 different cameras while people pose with RVD. And yeah, while we were in Amsterdam, funny thing is they know WCW more than they know WWF or ECW. They'd say like, Rob Van Dam, hey, are you still with WCW? It's funny, just that was because I guess they had WCW on TV and never had the other shit on, but I got recognized a lot there by tourists that were from Australia or England. India,
a lot of India.
England, all over. And in Portugal, yes, and in Ireland, they're screaming RVD through the whole fucking match. They're. In fact, when me and Sabu wrestled, we got a "This is awesome." Remember that one, Sabu? Oh, Sabu got muted. Who the fuck muted him? Let me take you up. Oh, Sabu, you were on mute.
Usually is.
It's fucked up. Remember that when they were chanting, "This is awesome"?
Yeah, I remember that.
It was awesome. We kicked some ass. Not to mention X-Pac Games. What the fuck was it? X-Pac Games 2009. X-Bus Rules.
Right.
Yeah, we played some games on the bus that were fun too. All right, cool. Well, shit, who's, I forgot who's, that was Michael Porter, you know we're talking about telling lies. I think you probably saw the RVD TV episode, right?
I haven't seen it yet, but I had planned on checking it out before the show tonight, but I didn't have time because I've got one puppy left out of the 10.
You do have a account with RVD TV, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. So we're talking about telling lies. I pride myself on being honest, and I want to know the truth, you know? I mean, when I study life, I want to know the truth. There's certain truths that I accept that I cannot know. For instance, we cannot really know that much about God. I don't care how much we go to church. I don't care how much we study the Bible. I don't care how far we stick our head up the Pope's ass and listen to everything he's got to say. As live human beings, we are very limited with the information that we can know about our Creator. I accept that. However, when I try to grow my connection with that divine energy, I'm looking for the truth. I'm not looking to be lied to. I'm not looking for what's a convenient answer that's non-confrontational. Can you imagine, like, all our efforts on what we think is the truth and what if it's not? What about all the Christians and Catholics that devote 90% of their life towards trying to follow the rules and the morals of the Bible and the commandments, and they really spend every bit of their life and they pray and they sing and they dance and they give money and donation? What if that's not true? What if, hypothetically, I know that burns a lot of people's ears, think outside the box. Oh, 8 people just hung up. But what if, what if that wasn't the truth, you know? Then we'd be all fucked up. That's how important the truth is. So when you tell lies, and it gets told and accepted as reality, you're fucking up the entire course of history from this point on. Michael Porter, do you consider yourself honest?
Yes, to a fault sometimes. You know, I've been chastised and bullshit because I'm too honest. Myself, I would rather be hurt by the truth than hurt by a lie.
Aha! I like that. And as I had said before, I'd rather go down for what I believe in than go up for what I do not. If people would respect me more believing that I felt or stood for something that more fit their needs than my actual feelings, then I'd rather, of course, not go up at all. And likewise, my real passion, my real heart, my real message, if people would if I would go down for being that, I would be okay with that because that's the true me, and I would want people to know that was the real me. If God came down and struck me with a lightning bolt because he said everything that I'm doing is wrong, I would certainly want everybody to know the truth about that so they would know that I didn't have it right.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've tried to be truthful. But I've been truthful to a fault. Sometimes you certainly come across that way on this show, as far as being honest and being open. And I'm not saying that we don't have a right to hold information. We definitely. What are you looking funny for, baby?
No, I feel this vibrating.
Oh, because I got a text. I'm certainly not taking away, our right to disclosure, but, you don't have to make up something. You can just hold on to something and not let it go and let people know we're not talking about that. I respect the hell out of that.
Rob, isn't things on like a need-to-know basis? That's how I kind of do it.
Well, yeah, because, obviously, if there's certain situations where someone's asking you something that you don't feel comfortable telling them the truth about. You could lie, and maybe sometimes it's right. We'll see if anyone's got any situations that we can approve. I do have one in mind, but otherwise, you totally fucking tell them we're not going to talk about that.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't have to talk about it. That's the point I'm saying.
I know. I'm just repeating it and making it take a lot longer because that's what I do.
Officer X! Officer X, motherfucker!
Yeah. Officer X, you're on RVD radio, motherfucker.
What's up, bro? Welcome home.
Thanks. Good to be back. Good to be back. You already missed all the stories. Where you been, man?
Oh, Jesus. Duty calls, bro.
Yeah? You on duty right now?
I'm asserting my Fifth Amendment rights against the self-incrimination.
Okay. See that? Dude, there you go. He didn't lie. He fucking, he went with the Fifth. We're talking about telling lies, Officer X, and here's my example, my one example I can think of, because I'm telling people to be honest. Be honest. I think that me and Sonia have such a good relationship because I'm so honest, because I need her to trust me. I don't want to lie and have her think that I'm somebody that I'm not. I want her, because there's a big payoff in somebody knowing all about the real you, what you're really like, and them really loving that person. And you're depriving yourself of that if you're lying so that you can, try to keep different things working at the same time. The one time I think it might be okay to, in my experience anyway, to lie is when you get pulled over and the police officer says, is there anything else in the car? Or is there any drugs in the car that I should know about or something like that? From my experience, when you're honest, it doesn't get you anywhere. However, Officer X, I happen to know that you reward people for being honest. You complete the Fifth, but I know the other day we were talking to you on the phone when we were in fucking Portugal. As a matter of fact, we had you on the phone, and you had pulled over a guy that ran through a red light, and you said because he was honest and told you, yes, he ran through the red light, you ended up letting him go. Had he lied to you and tried to argue, you would have what, written him a ticket?
Yeah, then he gets a ticket. It's really simple. Just
because you would have punished him for lying.
Yeah, lying. Own your shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, own your shit. I like it. Well put.
Own your shit.
Well put. I think I'm good at that.
Do you know what I stopped you for? You went through the. Usually I'll say no. Well, do you think I stopped you for going to the stratosphere?
The stratosphere. That's in Vegas.
What a good spot, huh?
It's okay. It's an older hotel. Vegas is good, but Stratosphere, it's all right, but it's way at the north end of the Strip, and it's not by anything except for the whorehouses. But that's
believe
cool.
It or not, I like the Rio too. Believe it or not.
I believe it, dude. Vegas sounds good. We got to go there pretty soon. Matter of fact, me and Sonia got some business to take care of in the next couple of weeks there. Ready to go to Vegas, baby?
We should have the RVD Radio Summit there.
What's that?
We should have the RVD Radio Summit there. We'll do it live from the Hard Rock Cafe pool.
Rehab Sundays. That's what you
Rehab Sunday with RVD Radio.
You hear Chuck Zito talking about rehab on Sundays, the Hard Rock. I know.
Oh, good stuff, bro.
I know, he's a legend there. So, how about this?
Is it okay to lie when you're out with your wife, and she goes, "How's this dress look on me?" And it looks terrible. What do you say?
Honestly, I'm pretty good about that. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, but Sonia looks hot in almost anything anyway. So chances are.
That's a disclaimer now.
No, chances are I'm gonna be like, "Fuck yeah, you make it look hot," because she knows she goes for hot stuff. But I have to, like, if she gets something and it's something that I don't particularly like, I have told her and I have suffered for it.
Yes, you did. He said I looked fat.
No, come on.
You're right. You look heavy for you, honey. At 113 pounds, by the way, I looked heavy for me.
Unless you shrunk by like 2 feet, I don't know how that's possible.
Dude,
ask him. He's the one that said it.
It was
he smokes
just
a lot of pot, though.
What's that?
He smokes a lot of pot, though.
There you go. Oh shit! I'm not stupid enough to go back and try and defend that comment I made like 3 years ago. But
dude, you'll be defending that 50 years from now when you two are in rocking chairs on the front porch. You'll still be defending that comment.
Yes, you're a man that's been married quite a while.
Yeah, don't tell. I had a full head of hair when I got married.
Yeah, dude, we just had our 11-year anniversary yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We'll take that. So you have a wonderful little boy, Officer X.
Yes, I do.
You tell him that there's a Santa Claus?
Yes, I do.
Why do you lie to him? Why is that okay? Because isn't he going to maybe possibly not believe you when you say, hey, by the way, I've been lying to you for the last 4 or 5 years?
No, I mean, God, that's just the right of youth, and the kid has so much fun, and it's for a greater good.
Please elaborate, just for the sake of the conversation and the sake of someone like me who has a hard time thinking like normal people. If I had a kid, why would I want to lie? Why would I want to tell him things about life that aren't the way that they are?
Because
what's that?
In that situation,
yes.
When you see a little kid get up and see his toys and think Santa Claus brought him and the reindeer did this and this and that, the amount of joy it brings the kid far outweighs any damage you're doing with a fib.
So it's the yin and the yang, and you balance it out. And you say, okay, I'm fucking with the kid's head, but he is going to enjoy it more than it's going to fuck him up. So I'll go for it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Easter Bunny. Yep.
Same deal.
Tooth Fairy. Yep.
He hasn't lost any teeth yet. I'll let you know in a year or two.
Okay. All right.
Probably. I mean, what are you gonna? I mean, it's all part of. Did you have Santa Claus when you were a kid?
Yes, I did.
And you enjoyed it, correct?
I don't know. The only thing I can remember about it was one time some adult had an outfit on, and they were like outside the window or something, and they really scared me. Like, it kind of freaked me out. Like, there was this weird stranger out there outside that supposedly had a flying sled that was supposed to be up on the roof, and they were like really working it, like, oh, here he is. I think I hear him, and it was. Boy, this was an early memory. I'm thinking back. I must have been like 4. It was kind of scary. And I did like, I guess, the Santas at the malls and stuff. I always was told they were Santa's helpers, that they weren't the real Santa. I don't know. I mean, I still have fun.
Santa Claus.
I still have fun imagining, but I don't know. I'm not sure it's necessary. And even though I was brought up that way, doesn't mean that I would pass it on. If my dad drank and beat my mom, I wouldn't go on and beat Rihanna up and then blame my parents for it.
No. But I mean, Sonia, what's your feeling on the Santa Claus thing?
Honestly, I'm on the fence. He's been hammering the Santa Claus point for so many years. He's almost got me convinced or brainwashed. I'm not sure.
Yeah, don't take the medicine. He's wrong on that one.
All right. Well, I mean, I could be. That's why we're talking about it. And because I don't have a producer and I have no idea who I'm talking to.
I don't believe in lying, though. I don't believe in a lot of the lying shit. I mean, you fuck lying. You know, like, a lot of times I'm criticized because I speak too bluntly, and I just tell you, like this asshole here. Hold on a sec. Hey, you just spit all over the fucking road. That's disgusting. Okay. The fucking guy just spit out the car. Ugh. It's amazing what you see driving around. But then he owned up to it, so it was no big deal.
Officer X, motherfucker!
You don't know who I'm fucking with.
No.
Was he spitting or spinning?
No, first he threw the cigarette out, and then he spit. That's how places catch on fire.
Yeah.
Throw cigarettes out the fucking window, moron.
That was me, man. Give me a break.
Well, of all the night.
You know, it's absolutely amazing the stuff you see driving around.
I always figured that if you were a police officer and you always only drove in a police car, you would never know how people really drive. Because when people pass a cop car or go anywhere near a cop car, they slow way the fuck down, they ride their brakes, they drive like idiots. And here's something, too. I've always wanted to ask a cop this, or I've always wondered, I can't believe I haven't asked you this before. Okay. I'm riding, this is a few weeks ago, I'm driving down the fucking hill where I live, and I come around it's a lot of windy, curvy road down the hill. Some cars are coming towards me, and they're flashing their headlights at me, and I know what they're trying to tell me. Do you know what they're trying to tell me?
Yeah, the cops are waiting down the bottom of the hill.
Cops know that. Of course you know that. How could you not, right?
Yeah, there's actually a fine for that. It's like $50.
Dude, what a thing. You're actually telling strangers that you don't know, hey, there's a cop making sure that you're obeying the law just in case you're not. Here's a heads up. That's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. Swear to God, it's like the Gestapo coming and they're pounding the fucking road with the trash cans, you know?
Why the fuck am I going to warn this guy that's coming towards me that he's going to pass a cop? I don't know this guy, and if he's fucking speeding in the neighborhood, then fuck him.
Yeah, it's, fuck it. It makes them feel important. Maybe they want to be a rebel for the day, you know?
That's a really weird camaraderie kind of thing, I think, for strangers that don't even know each other.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I think so. All right, so let me ask you a question real quick, and then I got to take another caller. Because I know that, all right, I'm going to say it. From a certain perspective, couldn't it be called hypocritical if you're telling your son that Santa Claus is going to come down the chimney, and if the same night he's grounded because you catch him telling a fib?
Yeah, but if there's one day of the year they behave, it's Christmas Eve. You know that?
Okay.
Shiny shit is a good motivator for children or adults. You know?
You like shiny stuff?
Sonia says she does like shiny stuff. Caller from the 630. What's that, Chicago?
Yeah, this is Dario from Chicago.
Hey, what's up, Dario? How you doing?
All good, man. How are you and Sonia doing?
We're awesome. Thanks for calling in, dude. We don't have our producer, Nikki Starr, so I can only get the area codes. But you're listening in. You've been there for a while. What's your take on this? Telling the truth.
I think truth is always the best thing to could do. I mean, if you lie and you get caught, it only makes things worse. I always told the truth to my parents. Even, like, if I got in trouble at school, I was the first one to tell them.
Yeah, I can't say that I always have been even as good of a person as I am now. In fact, I'm always growing, and the person that I am now, I will look back at probably next year and look down at, because hopefully I will have grown that much more by then. I remember when I would get in trouble in school, I always found a way to make it the teacher's fault or the principal's fault. But I was pretty good at not lying, omitting certain evidence, speaking prospectively, stuff like that. That's why I think maybe I could have been a decent lawyer, possibly. And Sonia hates arguing with me because of that. I don't know why.
You are a pain in the ass.
Not that I like arguing with her either.
No, you're a pain in the ass to argue with.
Actually, I don't like to argue at all anyway. Arguing is not fun. But I do like to debate, as everybody here knows. And that's you know that too. Why do you hate arguing with me, baby? Just because?
Well, because you argue like an attorney.
Argue like I'm an attorney. But that's smart, though, isn't it? You present facts.
You flip things around. Things become other people's fault.
Hey, let's call Medium Rob.
How you make them.
Hey, will you do me a favor and call Bret, baby, from the other phone, and tell him to call the number?
Yes. Okay. Don't call me.
What's that?
Hey, let's get Medium Rob on the phone. See if he's honest.
Medium Rob he's hard to talk to, man. That motherfucker, he's one of those guys that, like, he'll just shake his head yes when he has no idea what you're talking about, you know? He's like, he goes with the easy answer.
Like when he would
here's
ship
an
stuff
example.
from your store.
Hey, here's an example. Yeah. Here's an example of how he is. Like Medium Rob, oh, what are these checks doing? Did you cash these checks? Yeah. What do you mean? You cash these checks? Yeah. They're sitting right here. You cashed them? Yeah. How could you have cashed them? Yeah. No, I didn't cash them. That's what it's like talking to Medium Rob. So he has good intentions. But all right, Dario, what do you think? Can you think of a time when it's best to lie? Do you think white lies are okay? Like if someone says, you know, someone like really goes and does a performance and they're a buddy of yours and they really blow and they come back and say, wow, man, it wasn't that bad, was it? Isn't it best to just go, no, it wasn't that bad, even if really it was like the worst thing you ever saw?
Well, tell them the truth, but don't like rub it in their face. You know what I'm saying?
I think you could say it wasn't that bad, and in your mind, you could really be meaning whatever you want. You could mean it wasn't as bad as, you know, hell exploding like a big volcano and then sucking in the entire Earth like an imploding black hole in the center of the universe. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You know, as long as sometimes you try to make a positive out of it, try to help them instead of rubbing it in their face.
Hey, am I on mute?
No, dude, you're off. We hear you.
I don't agree with that, man. I go by the theory that anybody could tell you you're great, but your real friends are the ones that are going to tell you you sucked.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. You know, and that's one thing about yes men. You can't get any information from them. They're just there to agree with you and say yes no matter what. I know so many people like that, and it's frustrating. I laugh at them. They're funny. All right. Hey, we have 52 minutes remaining if we go the full RVD radio time. Isn't that crazy? Sonia's calling Bret, the Hitman Hart. I spoke to him earlier today. We're going to get his opinion on telling lies. He definitely has been lied to.
Hey, can we ask him if that Montreal screw job was a work?
What was that, Harry Slash?
That was Officer X. Repeat that.
Let's find out if the Montreal screw job was a work.
Ouch.
Yeah, you know, he's always fine to talk about that. And by the way, the HBK admits to totally screwing him over with Triple H being the mastermind behind it in his book. In case you didn't know, they had the book from HBK over there, as well as a book from Bischoff. They had a bunch of autobiographies over there that some of the producers or promoters had. So when I was doing gigs promoting for the shows in Portugal, I grabbed the book every once in a while and read in between. Interesting stuff. But yeah, did you call Bret? Mm-hmm. Is he calling in?
Voicemail.
Oh, you got voicemail. Okay, well, fuck. Maybe, whatever. Call Keep Cash. Text, where'd the phone go? took my phone. You took.
Call Dr. Sean.
Oh. Yeah, Kid Kash is going to be on too, man. We talked to him for a while, and he's got some interesting views. I'm going to remind him to call in, and hopefully Bret will call in. If not, fuck it. We got other calls, and I'm going to take one right now from 563. Who you is?
What's up, Rob?
What's going on? Who's calling?
Mike from Iowa.
What up, Mike from Iowa? Thanks for calling RVD Radio.
Yeah, welcome, man.
Shit, what's it like in Iowa?
It's boring.
Yeah, I know. Which side is crispier, the rice or the corn side?
Wow.
Wow, that got a much bigger pop than I expected. You guys are easy.
RVD, motherfucker!
I live right in the middle of a cornfield, so it kind of doesn't help.
Okay. Hold on, I think Bret's phone. Let me see. Bret's calling the house. We don't have a way to transfer him. You got the number to the...
Okay, I'll tell him.
Oh, wait, hold that thought. Sonia's got a message from the hitman.
We'll call you from the show.
We can't call him from the show, baby.
Why can't we call him from
Because without the producer, we don't have the fucking... Oh, my God, we can call him from the show.
Who is booking this crap?
Dude. All right, I had no idea, man.
We need Nikki Starr back, man.
I'm telling you, I have no problem admitting that. And I doubt that I'll do another show without the producers. But it hasn't been that bad so far.
I don't think that cannabis and multitasking make a great fucking partnership.
Speaking of which, RVD will be appearing in San Francisco at the end of the month with the normal conference. It is September, I think, 23rd through the 26th. I believe I'll be there on the 24th. I'll actually be on the board during a Q&A for cannabis and athletics.
Oh, fuck. Hey, this is Monty. I got to call you back. I've been waiting for this call, Rob. Bye.
All right, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to hold my breath.
Of all the nerve, can you believe that guy just taking off like that, Sabu?
I don't believe it, man.
What the fuck, man? Thinking police activity is more important. Should I call him right back?
Yeah.
Give him the Deadwood soundbite.
No shit. All right, let me make sure. Mike from Iowa, can I still hear you? Yeah, I can still hear you. Oh, but hold on. We got Mike from Iowa. We got Harry Kash. We got Sabu. Officer X has left the building for the moment. We got Bobby B from Portland, Oregon.
Hello.
Bret the Hitman Hart.
Hey, how are you?
Awesome. How are you, dude?
I'm doing real good.
All right, cool. Got Sabu on the line.
What you doing? I give him my best. What's happening, brother? I see him soon. Hey, how you doing, buddy? I'm doing good. Hope life's good.
Right on, man. Thanks for calling, Bret. It's the first show we've had in about a month or so because we were gone for 3 weeks in Europe. So we thought we'd just do the show because a lot of people count on this, man. People email me all the time. They say, what the fuck, man? I was trying to listen to the latest RVD radio and you didn't do one. So we're doing one. Glad that you're part of it. We're talking about telling lies. And everybody knows that Bret Hart has been lied to in a very public fashion. Some very famous lies were told to you. How fucked up is that? Because you and I vibrate, I believe, similarly, which is why we get along so well. We both have integrity, and part of having integrity is that we pride ourselves on being genuine. What you see is what you get. We don't put up a front. We don't pretend that we're anything or that we feel any different than we really do. We shoot straight from the hip. I like that about myself, and I like that about you too. So what are your views on coexisting with people that just don't give a shit if what's coming out of their mouth is fact or bullshit?
Well, I think, it all comes down to sort of your basic, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is you literally walk in and look yourself in the mirror. And it's like when you when you know you don't have much in the way of integrity, I don't know what else you can look forward to the rest of the day when you look at yourself and see someone that's basically, you're only as good as your word sometimes. And most people, that's a critical thing in life, to have someone respect your word, know that you're good for your word, and your integrity's worth something.
Right. Now, do you think it's possible that because other people just have different moral codes than you or I, that they really don't give a shit, and like they really don't think anything about whether they respect the guy in the mirror or not?
Well, some people can just do it without even batting an eye. It's in their nature. Some people are just natural born liars and crooks.
Don't start when you're lying in the mirror. Look at yourself.
You're always going to, life's going to be filled with all kinds of people that take advantage of you and try to cheat you. You got to learn from all that. But in the end, I am a firm believer that integrity is everything.
Yeah, I think integrity has a lot to do with being honest. It's not a direct equation, but it certainly has a lot to do with it. Being genuine, and certainly there's a lot to be said for being honest with yourself. I think a lot of people aren't even honest with themselves. They're so used to lying to everybody else that they lie to themselves to avoid dealing with the truths. And I can't imagine, like, what the fuck that must be like.
Yeah, you're right, though. There's a lot of people like that just, that scared to look in the mirror again, look deep into their soul and see what they're really all about. And, a lot of it comes down to integrity, and then, starts at an early age, whether you're respected by your peers or not. And sometimes integrity.
All right, now, what do you think about kids, Bret? Like young children. You got a kid that's like 4 years old. Is it okay to tell him that Santa Claus is going to bring him presents and Tooth Fairy is going to come and give him a payday for his knocked out tooth? And is it okay, like, to basically lie to the kids when they're young just because they're innocent and that's supposed to make their life somehow better?
Well, I think anytime with Christmas and things like that, you can't take all the fun out of life for kids. I think you got to take everything with a grain of salt. I know it's great to be honest with your kids, but I think holidays and traditions. I wish that I hadn't been smartened up to Christmas. I was smartened up to Christmas by the time I was about 4. So, I never really got a chance to enjoy it. So I wish as I grew older that I could have enjoyed Christmas better because of all the stories that went along with it. I don't think it would have hurt me to believe in Christmas, Santa. I think a lot of that's just good parenting. Your parents should be selective in what they try to teach you. As long as they teach you things that make you walk straight and narrow, like my parents did. I think for the most part, my mom and dad were excellent parents, and they raised us, our kids, to be hardworking and honest.
Yeah, right on. Well, Sonia and I don't have kids, but when we hypothetically, when we talk about this, I don't know. I can't see the reason behind why I would want to tell the kid anything from the truth. I want the kid to be able to come to me to share whatever insight I have to offer, whatever I've learned from being alive on this planet. And I can't imagine wanting to steer the kid from the truth. And I get wanting the kid to be happy and joyous, but there's so much to be happy and joyous about in real life. And when it comes to imagining, well, hell yeah, I love comic books and cartoons and action figures and Star Wars. I love all that, but I don't think I ever had to think that Star Wars was real to enjoy it.
Well, I think in a lot of ways it's, what's important for your kid, you hope or you wish in the eyes of your kid that they listen to everything you say and that you're the biggest influence, and in a lot of ways you are the biggest influence in their life. But it comes down to a lot more than that. It's their kids, the friends that they're hanging around with at school. I mean, to them, all Christmas means something, and they'll be waiting for Santa to come. You know, it's all it's the world that a young kid knows. It's all his friends and his neighborhood sort of friends and stuff like that. And if you take something away from him that's important to all of them, and he's missing out on something, it could affect him and make him feel like he missed out on something. When in the long and short of it, I don't know. But there's no real harm coming from it.
Right on. All right, well, I mean, I'm able to think outside of the box. I just don't know how to think inside the box. Bruce Jingles, motherfucker, got RVD Radio.
What's up, RVD?
Dude, I got Sabu on the line. I got Bret the Hitman Hart. Can I get a Bret Hart, motherfucker?
Bret Hart, motherfucker!
That was beautiful.
I don't know why, but I feel flattered somehow.
It's Sabu, motherfucker, too!
That's good, thank you.
Sabu, motherfucker!
Had one of those in
RVD, motherfucker!
Hey, Officer X, are you even still with us, or did you go? Officer X. Okay, I thought he left, but then his number stayed on there. Hey, Bruce Jingles, you're on your way to a gig, or what?
Yeah, I'm on my way to the La Jolla Comedy Store.
Sweet.
After handling, like, some family BS. Not BS. No, my real close friend of the family is in the hospital. She's not doing too good, so whatever you guys believe in, make a direct call to whoever you believe in and say a prayer for her.
There you go. Everybody heard him. Send positive energy for Bruce Jingles. Send some for Fonzie's mom, who's also very sick up in New York.
I'm sorry.
Yep. And let's send some to Jack Harrer, too. I got to get the official word. Speaking of which, Bobby B.
Yo, bro.
What the fuck's up with Jack Harrer?
Well, you know, exactly what you said is information that Pimpin got direct to the source. So that's what it is, exactly what you said. And they had him in a drug-induced coma. I believe it's at the Providence Hospital. And we were there. We were right 5 minutes before it happened. It was a heart attack and not a stroke.
Oh, man.
And but this guy, Matt, he gave him 20 minutes of CPR. He got the ambulance in there. They had to come in. He had it's about a 4-mile hike in, but the ambulance was a little faster. They took him out to the lot with a light flight. Came in and got him. They took him, I guess, to straight into for an operation. Because they opened a heart right there, and now they have him in care in the coma. And his vitals are there, so we're just hoping for the best, you know.
Wow, yeah, all right. I haven't been able to find anything. I've been Googling his name, and all I get, is the stuff that was written before. So I wrote his wife an email today, and I will keep everybody posted on that. Jack Harrer, a mentor and friend, the author of the book, The Emperor Wears No Clothes. It was Jack who started the activism towards hemp and who discovered all the bullshit behind the prohibition and all the usefulness in hemp and how hemp could literally save the planet. So Jack Harrer is very important. So I was wondering about that. So thanks for that, Bobby B. Bruce Jingles, we got Sabu and Bret Hart, and we're talking about telling lies. Now, how about you? Are you like one of those people that, like, when people talk to you, like, let's say you don't feel like leaving the house. You're just home. You just want to stay home and watch porno and jerk off. But the Twin Towers, Corey and Chad, want you to come out and go drinking with them. And they're like, hey, Bruce, we're going to come pick you up. We're going to go to the bar, man. Do you say, oh, man, I'm just going to stay home and jerk off? Or do you say, hey, I just don't really feel up to it, which would be telling the truth? Or do you tell a lie and make something up and say, oh, I told my grandma I would fucking count her encyclopedias or some shit like that? How do you handle it, Bruce? That's the question. Oh, you're on mute. Why does he go on mute, man? Okay, say it again. We didn't hear you. There's Jingles, motherfucker.
I'm back.
Okay.
I think the call's going to start dropping and shit. Oh, what's up, Bobby B? You grow good weed.
Hey, Bruce, how's it going, my friend? Thank you.
Yeah. That's right, Daddy.
That's right, Daddy.
Hey, so Bruce, you play with the truth, or you let it out? Are you honest, or do you lie, or what's your deal?
Liar.
I embellish the truth.
You embellish the truth? You got no
Yes,
problem with that?
I don't have a problem with it. Depends on a certain situation. Like, majority of the time I'll tell the truth, but if it's to save my ass.
Do you not hear my hypothetical situation?
Oh, which hypothetical situation?
It was you at home jerking off, and the Corey and Chad wanted you to go out. How could you have missed that?
No, because it's sick.
Like a minute ago.
No,
all right.
Well, the question.
Anyway.
The question is sick.
They call wanting you to go out, but you just want to stay home and watch porn. Do you just say, hey, I'm not up for it, or do you make up an excuse and lie on top of it because it's so easy to lie?
Well, first off, if they wanted to go out, there'd be some chicks where they wanted to go out to, so I wouldn't stay home and jerk off. So I would just go with them, and then come back and jerk off.
What if they're going to the roller derby track?
Are they going to the roller derby track?
Yeah.
Then a jerking off I will be.
All right.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not real sure we got a lot of info out of that one, but.
Rob, let me ask you a question. What was the biggest?
Who's asking a question?
Hitman's asking
Oh,
you a question.
that's you, baby. Sorry.
What was the
Hey,
biggest
who's asking
lie
a
you ever
question?
told? Hitman. What was the biggest lie you ever told?
The biggest is that you asking me, Bret?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a thought question. Thought questions are hard for me because I'm not real good at keeping like favorites and shit like that of anything in my mind. It's just not the way my brain works. But let's see, the biggest lie I ever told. I don't know, man. One that comes to mind. I doubt this is the biggest, but the biggest one I can remember was one time as a kid, I did something that was so stupid. Me and my buddy, he had some guns. They were like BB guns and I think pellet guns, and we actually were so stupid that we thought it would be cool to shoot at cars and make them spark. And of course, we lied to get out of that and said, we were shooting at trees and maybe we missed it and it hit a car or something. But we were looking at some serious trouble. There was like 7 cop cars all lined up on our street. And we were like, oh my God, dude, that was a scary moment. And I definitely lied to get myself out of that one.
Was that your first? So that was your first brush with the law? So it got easier after?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. We snuck back to our houses and tried to act like, nothing was going on. I tried to act like I fell asleep on the couch, and our doorbell was ringing, and I was acting like I didn't hear it. My mom's like, was that the doorbell? I'm like, huh? No, I don't know. I just laid there like I was sleeping, and it was some cops coming to find out where I was. Yeah, that.
Oh, damn.
That's the biggest one that comes to mind right now, but I'll probably be thinking about that one all night. Is that an easy one for you to answer, Sabu?
Yeah. I would lie in that situation. Yeah, why not?
Can you think of maybe like the biggest lie you've told? Is that easy to come up with?
Biggest lie I've told? Shoot. I can't. Nothing comes to mind other than the big was when after me and you got pulled over for the Johnny H goes, tell us
who stole the fucking dope.
Sabu, you're fading, man. You're coming in and out. I'm having a hard time putting your words together.
How about now?
Yes. Johnny Ace, okay. What now?
Okay, when we got pulled over for that marijuana that time, Johnny Ace, when we came in the next day, Johnny Ace said to me, "Why didn't you call me and tell me ahead of time what happened?" And I said, "I didn't think you would find out." And of course, I knew that was a lie. You know, that was the funniest lie I told.
I didn't think he'd find out. That's what I told you, because it had happened a couple times before with me, and it never made it that far.
See, I knew we were gonna get told on because like 30 other wrestlers drove by us honking and shit. So I knew we were caught right there by the office.
Those motherfuckers. Another lie. Here's a pretty substantial lie, but I look back at this was more working instead of lying. Rod Slinker, wrestling promoter, gave me the name Rob Van Dam in December of 1991, and he told me to tell people that I was the guy Jean-Claude Van Damme's cousin. He told me to tell him, and I was just, young and green and, happy to work, whatever. He had me even do an interview with an accent, and I was like, I'm very happy to be here. It was so stupid. But for a couple of years when I was doing the indies, and people would ask if I'm his cousin, I would say yes. And that got the word out. It got me noticed more. People in the small towns in Georgia would get excited. Oh, my God, Jean-Claude Van Damme's cousin. And, I was just, like, working. That's what I was told to do. Looking back at it, I think, like, wow, when people ask me from the last 10 years or more, when they ask me if I'm related to the guy, I say, fuck no, or I say just through Adam and Eve. But there's people out there that can say they asked me face-to-face and that I told them I was related to him, and I kind of regret that. I kind of feel like, dude, I lied to him.
And I've ran into people that know I know you, and they still say that you're still related. They still believe that you're related to Jean-Claude Van Damme. I tell them, no, he's not. Go, yes, he is, dog. And we get in an argument.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
in that case, your boss told you what to say, so it's not really a lie. Your boss told you to say that. So I wouldn't consider that a lie. It's stretching the truth.
Is that how you see it, Bret?
Well, I think it's all a matter of survival.
Okay.
So I would say that Ron Slinker was the liar, not you.
Yeah, he was. That crazy motherfucker. He was.
He told you to deceive the people, not you didn't want to.
All right, I'm going to go back to Mike from Iowa, who's been waiting nearby. Appreciate the patience. What you got to add to this? Are you honesty the best policy, Mike?
Well, I say, I was kind of thinking about what you said, like, if a friend of yours is going up and performing, if, like, they ask you beforehand, before they go on stage, like, what you think of them. If you say they're good, they go on stage and get booed, they come back and, get at you and say, hey, I thought you said I was good, and, everyone's booing them, and...
Perfect example of that, American Idol. How do some of these idiots believe that they have any talent at all? They get up there, they suck so bad, they cannot carry a note. You laugh at them, and then you think about all their friends and family who must have pumped them up, telling them how good they were, and then they get humiliated.
Or I'll give you another example. You ever notice that the judges on America's Got Talent have no talent? What's that tell you?
Same thing, huh?
Yeah.
It's like some of those comedians I've seen go up on stage, and I'm like, who told them they were funny?
And you say it to them too.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to cut out.
Thanks for calling in, Bret. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
Take care, Bret.
Take care, man. Okay.
Later, brother.
Goodbye.
Oh.
God be with you.
Indeed. Bret the Hitman Hart, motherfucker.
Hey, dude, should I do a Bret the Hitman Hart, motherfucker?
Yeah, he won't get it, but we will. Let's have it for the show.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Bret the Hitman Hart, motherfucker.
There you go.
All right.
You guys heard that Linda McMahon's running for the Senate?
Yeah.
No. What? Are you serious?
Yeah, she stepped down as the CEO.
I had no idea.
She runs for the Senate of Connecticut or something.
They said Linda McMahon is running for the Senate.
Yeah.
So is Stormy Daniels, by the way, from Wicked Pictures.
Oh, I know. I love Stormy Daniels.
She's running for Senate too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. I'm going to take this caller, and they're going to be confused because I have two different callers from the same area code. So.
Okay. I'm going to get going. I'm on the road.
All right, dude. Thanks, Bruce. Have a good show in La Jolla.
All right, man. Bye, SVD. See you later, Sabu.
Your Jingles, nice face.
All right, later.
Later, dude. All right, so I'm going to have two people say, is that me? And neither one of them is going to know which one I hear. But anyway, caller from 716, you're on RVD Radio.
That's New York.
It's New York? 716. Speak to me. Are you speaking?
All
right, I'm not sure if they're speaking or not. I'm going to try the other 716. I'll come back to them. Boom, let's try this one. Hey, what's that hand mean, I wonder, right there? Any idea?
Botafuco.
Oh. All right, caller from 716, you're on RVD Radio.
Is that me?
That is you.
That's you, baby.
What's up, Rob?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you today?
I am a first-time caller.
Well, dude, you're lucky because you got Rob Van Dam and you also got Sabu on the line.
I actually met Sabu a few years ago at Ballpark Brawl.
Now I think you're lying.
No.
I'm sure. Nice to hear from you again.
Sabu, did you eat at Ballpark, Frank?
Yeah, Buffalo, right?
Yeah,
Buffalo.
It was a pretty good match. Sandman was an asshole, but, you know.
What was it? Was it in Buffalo?
Yeah.
See, I told you it was a New York area code.
See, Sabu remembers you. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think you owe money.
Hey, so what was your name, caller?
Adam.
All right, Adam. Well, that is the original name. You know, that was like the first name ever, supposedly.
Yeah,
right.
Except for God's name. God had a name, apparently, and when he created Adam and Lilith shouted God's name. That was the ultimate no-no. So she was banished from ever having pleasure. She was destroyed. And then he created Eve, so fuck it, I'll start all over.
Okay,
you know that?
Sorry. I didn't know that.
All right. So, Adam, first-time caller, we appreciate that. Do you listen to the archives sometimes? Oh, no, Adam, speak to us.
Yeah, what was that?
Do you listen to the archives sometimes on the radio, or have you listened to the show before?
No, this is our first time. The other guy on the other line told me about it. I'm a pretty big RVD fan, so.
Oh, right on. Well, I appreciate it, man. We'll listen to any questions you may have. In the meantime, we got one for you. Do you believe that honesty is the best policy, or do you think sometimes, what the fuck, you might as well tell a lie because there's no consequences?
If it's necessary.
If it's necessary, give me an example, Adam, of a time when lying could be necessary.
You know, you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, you know. Like, I've been to Indy Feds, you know, guys have asked me, you know, was it a good match? And I told them, yeah, when I was lying.
Right, so that's what we call a white lie, sometimes to spare somebody's feelings, and I'm sure that we all do that, you know, and tell somebody, oh yeah, you know, he's hey, it was nice talking to you, even when it really wasn't nice talking to you, or something like that. I guess we all do that, but
good example.
yeah, I think when I do it though, I'm really conscious of it. You know, like I know, and then I think that other people, like they don't think anything of it. They do it so often, you know, that between the white lies and bigger lies. You know, they really have almost like no lines there. That gets dangerous, and that gets bad for everybody, I do believe. How about in relationships, all right? Adam, do you have a significant other?
Not at the time, no.
Okay, because to talk about that, I think we'll get some difference in opinions from people on how honest they should be. And here's someone I'm going to take right now that for sure is going to offer me a little confrontational view. What up, KID?
What's up, RVD?
Kid Kash, man.
What's up, Cuckos? Cuckos. What's going on?
Too many seats on the bus.
Kid Kash, we're talking about telling lies, man. We've had this conversation.
Yo.
And I was just saying, you know, that when it comes to relationships, people handle that differently. And some people are probably going to say that it's best to lie to the other person just because them knowing the truth about you can cause problems, and so it's just okay to lie. You don't think that's the best policy, do you?
No.
You just answer the form.
No.
No.
Can you hear me yet?
All right. I also gotta take Mr. Justin McCully, who called in at the same time. What up, Justin?
What up, everybody?
What up, brother?
What's going down? How's it?
JMC, we got Sabu and Kid Kash on the line right now, and a bunch of callers too. We got Bobby B, we got Harry Slash, got Mike from Iowa. Hey, so JMC, thanks for calling in, dude. Kid Kash just called in a couple seconds before you, so we're trying to hear from him. We're talking about telling lies, the consequences of telling lies. Justin McCully, you're a daddy.
I'm a daddy.
How important is it for you to impress upon your little girls to be honest and not to lie?
Well, you know, actually, I kind of had a problem with it with my oldest daughter, Alexandria. She started to tell stories and kind of have fun with her lying, and after a while, it was cute at first, you know, like, you know, you catch her doing something, and then she lies and tries to get out of it, and it's cute and funny, and you laugh, and then all of a sudden you realize you're building this horrible habit inside your child, and you got to break it before it gets too deep. And it's kind of a hard habit to break, really, because, you know, all of us inside are liars. We don't want to disappoint people. We'll tell people something just to make them feel good. Oh, yeah, you look great, even if they don't. Yeah, the hair looks great on you, you know, new haircut or whatever, you know. So it's in all of us, I think, to want to. So it was hard to break it in my daughter. But it was a good lesson for me, like, to see that, because people don't respect you, and they won't listen to what you say. If you lie and you get caught lying, then nobody's going to believe in you. And that was kind of a lesson I try to instill in my daughter, is that if you get known to be someone who cries wolf all the time, then obviously nobody's going to come to your aid or believe in what you say. And, you know, no family member of mine is going to be like that. So I you know, that was a tough thing for me to have to do, but I had to, you know, kind of be a little bit stern with her and let her know that wasn't okay. So
right. So yeah. So let me ask you this, Justin. Do you think that if you tell your little girls that, for example, that on Easter, that the Easter bunny is hiding eggs all around the yard, and you tell them that the tooth fairy is sneaking in and taking their tooth and giving them money, do you think that could be encouraging them to have fun with the truth, so to speak, like you said?
I don't know. That's all fairy tale shit. That's all cool stuff, I think. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you could bastardize folklore, you know, and call it lies, if you will. I mean, I think it's good for people to believe in Santa and the Tooth Fairy and
how is it good? I don't understand.
Thank you, Justin. I'm glad you said that.
Well, I know that I'm not going to have a lot of people that agree with me, but I seriously don't understand. You know, what is it that's good about telling them, but that there's a fat man with a sleigh? I mean, they're believing, you know, they're supposed to believe that's possible.
I'll tell you why, because real life sucks, and once you grow up, you got to live real life. At least for a while, when you're a kid, you can believe in a fairy tale and something make believe and magical and cool. And why rob the kids of that? You know, like. Obviously, there's different nations and different countries that have, you know, harsher realities as, you know, for the children than we do here in the United States. But here in the States, it's Disneyland, and let the kids enjoy it. You know, I mean, it's pretty ugly out there once you get to be an adult and have to fend for yourself. And there's no more Santa Claus, no more birthdays. You know,
kind of dried up as far as getting gifts and getting money from the grandparents. So, enjoy it. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a quality in our culture, and the kids benefit from it.
Yeah, because that's a little different than an actual lie, though. I mean, so I don't see where it hurts telling a kid that either, because I don't think it makes them grow up to be liars either.
But then is it okay if the kid tells you back like another fantasy thing that isn't true? Like if you say to your kid, "Oh, Santa's going to eat all those cookies that we're putting out right here," and then really you know that those are you, you're going to be munching on them. Is it okay then if the next day at school, if the kid says, "Ooh, a fairy godmother came down beside me and gave me, and gave me this money. That's where I got it." You're like, "Oh, where'd you get that fucking money?" "The fairy gave it to me, Daddy."
Yeah, but it's bullshit because he is the fairy godfather. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can be giving money on your territory. You know what I mean? That's not cool.
All right, but is that not hypocritical though? If you punish your kid for lying and at the same time you're lying to your kid, or I don't really get how it's not lying.
I think there's different degrees of lies though, isn't it?
You're the boss, dude. You're the boss of your kid. You get to tell your kid what's up. Your kid doesn't get to tell you that I got the money from the tooth fairy. You know they're lying. You know what they know.
Sabu, you have an opinion on this? Sabu.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, do you have an opinion on this? Are you listening? You're not listening.
Yeah, I was listening, but I missed part of it. You cut in and out. I'm going to ask you the question again. I'm sorry.
I just want to know if you have an opinion on this. Justin says it's okay to tell your kids whatever the fuck you want because you're the boss, and it doesn't give them the right then to tell you whatever they want to tell you.
Well, yes. No, the adult should have the authority, but if it's in fantasy land, they can tell you anything you want. If it's real life truth, yes, they should tell you the truth. I don't know if I'm on the same page, but...
Okay, because I think, and I don't know, but when I'm trying to imagine, if my kid's lying to me, I think I'd be pissed. I'd be like, shut up. If my kid was like, "Daddy, guess what? I was on the top of the slide today, and I was going to slide down, but a big dragon came by and said, 'Jump on my back,' and I got on his back, and we flew around the city, and it was fun, and we looked down, and I spit on the teacher, and he couldn't see it." I think I'd be like, "Quit telling stories, kid. You know that didn't happen."
Or he'd see, right there. Wait a minute. That's a story, not a lie. Who would believe that? Not even a kid would believe that. But he's telling you a story, Make the
he must have been playing with Puff the Magic Dragon.
Always lying. He would find something, and just some random fucking thing, and my mom would be like, "Where'd you find that?" On the side of the road. He found everything on the side of the road. I mean, it was like treasure chest, the side of the road.
Well, yeah, that's different. I don't agree with that, but
okay, but the thing is, you said nobody would believe that. It's a story. It's okay. But the whole point is that because the kids are so young and impressionable, they will believe anything because they have that age of innocence that we're trying to protect. And so, yeah, if they believe that a fat man can ride around in a sleigh that flies in the air with flying reindeer, then they're going to also believe a dragon can come scoop them up and give them a free lift.
But the fat man flying in the air is a story you told them. The dragon is a story they made up.
This is my point, is like, wouldn't you encourage them to tell you stories if you're telling them stories?
No, but yes, you're right, but no, I wouldn't want that.
Okay.
Well, what about all the cartoons and stuff that are out right now? I mean, does that encourage kids to lie too? Because, what about, you remember Puff the Magic Dragon?
Yes.
Remember the little Jackie used to run around with Puff all the time?
No. I'm puffing one now.
The purple dragon.
and I ain't lying either.
Well.
See, like, okay, when it comes to like, like we're told.
What's wrong with storytelling? I mean, that's how we get all our cool books, our our music, like all our like cool storytelling songs and stuff. Like it's good to tell stories, right?
No, okay, but it's also like how we get our understanding of God, right?
There you go. Is that a lie to tell your kids that there's to believe in God?
Well, then you're telling them stories. If you tell them,
how do you know it's just, but you don't believe. But then you must not believe in God then, because there's many millions of adults who believe in God.
I'm one of them.
Right. Well, that's a very gray area right there that's worth discussing. I don't think that you're telling a lie if you're telling something that you believe to be true. I think you can be giving misinformation without a lie. I think when you're lying to somebody, you're intentionally telling them false facts.
You've never seen God. You don't talk to God or anything like that. So nobody really knows if there is a God. It's just your belief. So is it a lie?
Probably not as far as you think, or whoever's telling you the lie might believe it, but it could be not necessarily a lie, but not true or not.
It's not a lie. It's your belief.
It's a matter of faith.
Now, the actual stories, we don't know, but the actual stories could be a lie. You know, like, take the story of Jesus walking on water. That could be a lie. We don't know. And if it is a lie and you believe in it, then you are believing in a lie, but you're not the one lying. That's just your belief. But now when you carry on and you tell people this is the way it happened, you're spreading misinformation. That's the consequences of lies. It changes history, and then it can't be recovered.
Right. It may not be a lie to the teller, but it could be misinformed information to the teller.
Exactamundo.
Exactamundo.
Hey, we lost JMC, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Powdered on us just like that.
JC, Justin?
Yeah, Justin McCully.
You're lying.
Ooh, another one. All right, so let's talk about relationships, all right? Now, ideally, like let's say you're just trying to meet your perfect soulmate, all right? You want to meet the person that's perfect for you. Wouldn't the best case scenario be for that person to know everything about you, unless there's things about you that you don't like? If there's things about you that you truly don't like and that you want to change or that you're ashamed of, then you might not want them to know, and then you might lie about that, and then they think that you're somebody that you're not, and then it's poisoned.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
I think you should go ahead and tell them everything, because eventually the longer you stay with them, they're going to wind up finding everything out anyway.
They're going to find out.
I think first it starts with being honest with yourself, right? And being honest with yourself, and like if there's things about you and look, that is the way you are, or you know, you do wish that you weren't like this and you were like that instead, well then you can even share that. If you want to get that close and honest and personal with somebody, even share the things that you do or don't like about you with them, and that brings you even closer. That doesn't mean that you don't have a right to not talk about certain stuff. I mean, if you know, even if that is your soulmate, if there's certain things that you're just not comfortable talking about, they would probably respect that about you too, especially if they're perfect for you.
Yeah.
But if they're your soulmate, then they shouldn't have a problem listening to anything you have to say.
True, but I mean, for instance,
what you tell them, if it's a lie, you're not being honest with them or yourself, and they'll find out eventually if they're your soulmate.
Is that a lie or an omission?
It's a lie.
All right, for instance, this is an extreme for instance. Let's say you find someone that's the person of your dreams. You want them to know you want to know all about them and vice versa, but there's certain things you don't have to know. You don't have to know how they wipe their ass. You don't ever have to ask them. You know what I mean? You don't ever have to ask them, but if for some reason they do ask you, hey, how do you wipe your ass? Well, guess what? If you don't want to talk about that, you could say, you know what? I don't really want you to know that about me. And guess what? You don't have to lie. You don't have to fucking come up with something, and you can still protect yourself from and have that right, you know, to non-full disclosure. You know what I mean? There's things that you appreciate about that person. You appreciate them for what you do know about them, and there's other shit that's fine being omitted.
Yes, I agree.
True.
Okay. Oh, what, baby?
Nothing. I'm not saying that.
You can guess what Sonya just says.
Hey, what about smoking herb? Because a lot of people don't agree with it, and it's a big turnoff. So if you're an avid smoker, as far as weed and stuff like that, would you, if Sonya wasn't agreeable to it, would you tell her that you do it, or would you hide it whenever you wasn't around her?
No, I have been in a relationship like that before where I had to hide it and I couldn't be myself and it felt like I was doing something dirty. And when I look back at it, what a ridiculous waste of energy and needless, unnecessary guilt that was. For me, the fact that, as a matter of fact, the first time Sonya came over to my house because I wasn't sure how she was going to be about it, I remember I had a bong out. And I hid it in the cupboard while she was at the door, and I opened up the door, and she goes, "It smells like weed in here. Can you get me high?" That was her introduction, into my life, and I was like, "Holy cow! I never met a chick this cool." For instance, a lot of the boys, like our peers, wrestlers, guys that live out on the road and spend more time away from their family than they do with their family. A lot of those guys, hey, Officer X just called, and then he gave up on me that quick before I could even click over to him. Fine, Officer X. We're almost done with the show anyway. Anyway, I forgot what the fuck I was talking about.
Officer Triple X.
First time you walked in my house? Okay. Well, I was going to say a lot of the boys, they would have complete different sexual interests than their wives even know about. Like their wives don't even know what their husbands like sexually because they spend so much time on the road with who knows whatever. And a lot of them, I think they get married just to have somebody to have their kids, somebody to babysit their family and keep them at home. And they don't even want to have that kind of fun with their wife because they want that part of their life to be more innocent and family-like, like they subliminally or in their mind, wanted. Like they were brought up to believe a family should be. When they're away from the family, they're not the family man. There's so much that they don't know about each other there, and it usually works both ways. They don't know what's going on at home when they're not there.
A lot of boys don't want a woman who's as nasty as they are either, So. Good
point. That's a good point too. And if they do want a woman like that, it's just for the night, huh?
Right.
Like if you like feet or something, right?
Yeah. I've always said that I think that the more perfect the relationship is, the less work it should take. People that think relationships are all about compromise and sacrifice, I'm sorry, I disagree. From my experience, the more work and the more sacrifice you put onto it, the less of a perfect match you are, in my opinion. There's going to be work always, but can you imagine if you have someone that's just perfect, like they like everything about you, like whatever, however extreme it is, whether it's whether you want to be out on the road and you want to mess around with that, and guess what, she likes that too, or she wants you to do that, but you want her to wait and be innocent. Guess what? She wants that too. I'm just saying, hypothetically, there could be someone that's exactly like what would be perfect for you, and maybe not, but definitely, when you're nowhere near that because you're lying about every true fact about you.
Yeah.
Sabu.
Yeah, that was. That's directed to me.
No, but I'm just fucking calling you because there's silence on the air, and I'm just calling you to fill in. No, definitely not directed towards you. You just said you were the first one to respond with a yeah. We got we just got a couple minutes left in the show. Sabu, appreciate you calling in, and King Kash, and we had Bret Hart on, and who else did we have? Is that it for the rest?
Well, yeah, Bret Hart, really.
Harry Slash.
Yeah, dude, Bret the Hitman Hart was on earlier. He likes to be honest.
Harry Slash.
Harry Slash is still on, as is Bobby B.
Fonzie.
Yeah. So cool. Hopefully, Sabu, maybe we'll see you in England. You're kicking off to Japan in a couple of weeks, huh?
Yeah. Actually, hey, I want to plug something. Next week I'm wrestling in Jackson, Michigan. If you mention Sabu and RVD, you get in free.
Holy cow, that is a hell of a discount. Is there a website that you think they can go to that you know of?
Yeah, it's AWWL.
AWWL.com?
Yeah, something like that. But just put in AWWL and it'll pop up.
Okay, sweet.
And that's October 20th in Jackson, Michigan.
Right on. All right, cool. Well, I'm not sure when we're going to do this again, but obviously the message is clear that we're putting out there. There is a lot of value in honesty, and once you steer away from the path of being honest, you can't just jump right back on. You got to cover lies with more lies. People believe the lies as truth. You've changed the course of history. There's a lot to it.
Hey,
life is what we're living here, not just what we say we're living. You know. So
speaking of lies, remember ECW, the boss?
Yeah, I do. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Got anything you want to plug, KID?
And I don't mean
yeah, next month start filming on a movie in Louisville, Kentucky called King of the Death Match.
Yeah, I'm on it too. I'm in it too.
Are you? You on it too?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And we're out of time. Say bye, baby.
Bye, baby.
Bye, baby.
Bye, baby.
Bye, baby.
Bye, baby.
The whole fucking show.
King of the Death Match.
KID. The whole fucking show.
Fucking down. 1, 2, 3. I gotta get
KID.
RVD.
Sabu. Hart.
You can stop the sending your brain. Straight to your skull crack. Raw big deal. The whole fucking show. Raw big deal. The whole fucking show. I will fly high. 5-star frog splash. You can't stop me. 5-star frog splash. Raw big deal. The whole fucking show. Raw big deal. The whole fucking show. It's all about the yin and the yang. The balance of power that bends. You can't stop the yin and the yang. The balance of power that bends. Raw big deal. The whole fucking show. Raw big deal. The whole fucking show. I will levitate. Flip, kick you in the yell.